It doesn't matter. What does it matter? I don't know. What are you talking about? Beats me. No idea. All right, here we go. Let's see. Oh, look, we're streaming there. That's good. That's good. Are we on your X yet?
Not like this look, but it's the only shirt I have up here.
No one else likes it either, so it's all right. Look, we're on your X, which is, I know, all that you really care about. So that's the big questions there out of the way.
Like this look, yeah.
Let's see. Oh,
I'm not happy with the way I look. Can we do something about that?
You know, it's funny you should mention that because some of us are too.
We didn't know how to bring it up to you.
But now that you did, I think it's important that we have a talk. Now, this is not an intervention. I mean, it could be, if you want it to be. But it doesn't have to be. Roger Rabbit. Good morning, Bard and Jeffy. What's up, Roger? Or is it Mr. Rabbit? Sue?
What's the matter with...
The Tobster is awake, and he's in there.
I just closed my eyes again.
Sue says, glad Jeffy decided to put clothes on this morning.
Climbed aboard the Dreamweaver train. Been singing.
I have a red flashing light up there, and I don't like it. Especially since I'm here at the beach trying to relax.
To the dark side of the moon.
It really bothers me that red light is blinking. I don't like it.
Well,
I don't like
do
it.
Something about it.
I wish I could. I don't know. It's my in. Something lock isn't locking.
Oh boy,
and that's not good. I know. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Oh, good. This was supposed to be. You know what? You distracted me.
Oh, that's fine.
And it's going to be. Look, I don't know what to tell you other than. All right, it's going to be a couple of. We're 40 seconds out, people. 40 seconds out. By the way, that's what Grok thing. I said 40 seconds. Grok's impression of you as a bum. Surprised to let me draw you as a bum.
From the heart of cattle flatulence country and home of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, it's Saturday Morning Live with Jeff Fisher from Chewing the Fat and Brad Staggs from the Daily MoJo. Today's episode, it's a banger. Speaking of flippin' bangers, it's two of the biggest, Brad Staggs and Jeff Fisher.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Just to start off today by saying it's a sad day. Actually, we got news that Microsoft is announcing that it's going to retire Skype. So the video calling app Skype is going away in May. So if you like the Skype people, I know. It's a sad day. Skype, it's the pioneer of how people communicate.
Hold on. I did not know this. This is brand new news to me.
That's why I'm doing it. Breaking news right here on Saturday Morning Live. That's what I do.
We don't generally do breaking news on this program, so that scared me a little bit. And Skype is going away?
Skype is going away in May. Microsoft said, "Yeah, we're gonna pull it down. We're done with it." There's FaceTime, there's WhatsApp, there's Slack, there's Zoom. We're done with it. So maybe they won't. Maybe people will be up in arms and say we've got to have our Skype, and then they'll bring it back and say, oh, you know what, we'll keep it.
Slack. Wait a minute. Slack is like Skype?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can use it with communication with Slack, yeah, and WhatsApp. And
I've never used Slack.
I don't know if there's video element to it, but there probably is.
Well, I mean, that would be stupid if Slack is just like a a messaging thing and Skype is like a video meeting, then it seems to me that that would be dumb.
You could use Skype for texting as well if you want.
Okay, that's stupid. Who uses Skype? Who thinks about using Skype as I need to send a text, I think I'll Skype them.
Did you ever use the app?
I did use Skype. I've used Skype, but I always think it's a video thing.
I use Skype a lot, and I like Skype better than Zoom. But Zoom is forced down our throats now. But that's fine, whatever.
Well, now you have like StreamYard, and you have StreamYard.
You get StreamYard, and
what's that other one Keith uses? It River Run.
I don't know.
Whatever that is. So I mean, I was
reading the history of Skype. So it had Skype was founded by a group of Nordic engineers. They had 10 million users. 2 years later, eBay acquired it for $2.6 billion. In 2009, a consortium of investors, including Andreessen Horowitz, bought a 65% stake in Skype for $1.9 billion. Microsoft then bought Skype for $8.5 billion in 2011. So they bought it. They bought it to replace Windows Live Messenger. At its peak in 2016, Skype boasted around 300 million monthly users. By 2023, the number of users had dropped to roughly 36 million. So
that still seems like a lot of people.
It does seem like a lot of people.
But they can't make it on 36 million people? I mean,
it's not enough. It's not enough.
Well, that's their fault. What's Windows Live? Which is probably why Windows Live never made it.
I don't think it doesn't exist because they
bought
it with
Skype.
Yeah, they paid what did I say? They paid $8 billion for it. Skype $8.5 billion for Skype. Yeah, Windows Live Messenger. You're done.
That's a pittance. That's a pittance. They don't need the. I'm just disappointed that Skype is gone. That's really that upsets me.
You can use it until May.
Yeah, but now everybody's just going to bail off of it because why bother if it's.
But if they have, I still think if they have some kind of uproar, if the sum of the 36 million people say, "Hey, we want Skype. We haven't used it in a year or more, but we'd like to have it on our computer to use when we have to." They might save it. Who knows?
It's nice to have.
We could buy it. We could buy it from Microsoft.
We could pool our resources, and then we'd only need a few billion more, and we could buy it. And it's a good idea.
8.45 billion.
You know what? I'll bet they're willing to take a haircut on it. If they're willing to shut it down, they'd probably be willing to take $7 billion.
Really? Today only?
Right. That's what I'm thinking. Well, and that's what always happens.
You know what? I'll give you 6.5 cash. Let me walk out of here with this thing.
And they'd probably give it to you. Like you can go to Joann's right now and buy faux fur for.
Did you get anything out of the dumpsters?
I haven't gone down to Joann's yet because I have not seen. And let me just say.
No, that's a good idea. I'm going to do that. You think I'm joking? Well, you were apparently.
No, I wasn't because I will go down there. I don't think they've started their big sale yet. Have they?
They're closing their doors.
I know they are, but
closing. They're shutting it down. It's over. The plug is being pulled.
Hang on, because you're breaking this news to some people right now who have not heard that Joann. There's somebody out there going, "What the hell?" Joann is shutting down.
Joann's shutting down. They can't do it anymore. It's over. Joann Fabrics is done.
And where will we buy our fabric after this?
I don't know. In fact, my father-in-law last night, as a matter of fact, we were coming home from the barber. I get my hair cut at the master barber. And
me too.
Yeah, I don't do a hairstylist anymore.
Yeah.
I go to the master barber.
Yeah.
And he was saying, it'd be a good time to start my fabric business back up. You could get great deals from Joann's.
Yes.
And we could open this business up, and we could get it with. And then he goes, and with with your help online, we could do some business.
Where are people going to buy their fabric now?
I don't know. I guess we'd have to go to Amazon, the largest platform on the planet.
But I have a problem with that because when I buy fabric, and I do, I'm not kidding, I buy fabric. I buy fabric for. See, I know you don't buy fabric because you think it's effeminate. You think that. Whoa, it got dark outside for a second. You think that it's
storming out there at the beach. You better bring it. Put the umbrellas down.
Yeah, no kidding. Woof. It is, and by the way, I needed some time off. I came to San Diego just to relax.
Oh, wow. Nice.
I needed.
Pretty sweet. You could just travel like that.
Well, it's the West Coast branch of the Daily MoJo's headquarters, the Desert Air Motel. This is the West Coast Desert Air. We have a.
I don't know that I knew that it was in San Diego.
We try to keep. It's technically right there on the border between San Diego and Mexico.
Okay.
Very, very close. Very close.
Again, I don't think I knew that that's where it was located at.
It's again, we don't advertise it.
Okay.
We don't advertise it much, but I'm down here in the southwestern command.
I'm not doubting your location. I'm just
I didn't want anybody to think I'm trying to pull any wool, which I cannot get
can't buy at Joann's
any longer
anymore.
At Joann's over their eyes. And
I thought the other day there would be a good time when these stores are closing to drive by the dumpsters every day because they'll be throwing stuff out, and you might be able to get some fine merchandise that
I will
that you otherwise wouldn't. But you haven't even done it.
I haven't done it yet, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to. Oh, and Roger Rabbit in the where is he in the Rumble chat room? Michael's or Hobby Lobby.
Oh, there you go.
Still have a great fabric.
And I don't know that they have the the array that Joann Fabrics had, but those are two fine establishments.
Wait, are you talking about the Rayon?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Or the iron-on.
The problem with buying fabric on Amazon is that you can't feel it first. You can't see it and touch it and know that that's what you need.
That's what people thought would be a problem with porn online, but gosh darn it, it still worked out.
It did, to everyone's surprise.
The problem is you can't reach out and touch it. Oh well.
Not yet.
Oh well.
Let's see, I Steve, a live.com email address. Wait, there's a live. Was that Microsoft Live?
Yeah, I had a live account for a long time. And I had some great information on my live account. And I will say this, that it's been deleted now. I was really bummed because I couldn't remember my password. I could never get it reestablished. And then it's gone now. Have a nice day.
Well, but
I had contact information somewhere out there. The NSA has my Microsoft Live account with contact information for people that I don't have, but they have now. Very disappointing.
Have you done? Oh, and if you go to live.com, it now redirects to Microsoft.com.
Yeah. Okay.
I had a Comcast.net email address back in the day.
Yeah, I guess I don't know if it was Comcast. Might have been Bright House or something, but one of the cable companies had to issue an email address to have their account.
Have you gone through your contacts and gone, who the hell is Bob Stevens? And you find hundreds of people, you have no idea who they are. Well,
first of all, I don't know that I have Bob Stevens' contact information.
Everybody does. He's a whore.
But I just the other day was scrolling through my contacts because I was trying to find what I had my master barber listed under.
Was it under M or B?
It is under master barber now, but it wasn't, and it took me some time.
I hate it when that happens. James says, I missed the first 4 minutes. No, you really didn't. They said they started early. I was listening to the new There's a new Y-Files?
Wait, what?
Why the hell are we doing this? I could be watching the Y-Files right now.
There's a lot of 1923 has just dropped, right? We got the new season of 1923 just started again. We got Daredevil starting up next week again.
Wait, whoa. Where's Daredevil now?
Disney Plus.
Is it the same dude?
Yeah, all of the whole crowd.
Oh, good, because that would have sucked if they had changed him because he was good. I mean,
Yeah.
and he's not blind, is he? I mean, because he looks blind. He plays a good blind guy.
I know. It's a funny thing. It's called acting.
I was just thinking that maybe.
I will say, in today's world, him portraying a blind person is a touchy subject.
Yes, it is. How does a blind person learn their lines when there's like pages and pages of them?
Well, I mean, you just have to print them out in Braille and pray for the best.
Is that what it is? Okay. Just checking.
I guess if they're on stage and they say line like everybody else, they have a due person that says, "No, go that way."
They cheat,
or whatever the line is.
Right, exactly. All right, I have to admit I hate to admit that I was, but I was listening to Hold on, I wrote it down. Chewing the Fat.
Oh, that's the show that I do.
That's the show that you do. I thought
every day. Yeah.
Man, he sounds familiar. Had I known. And there was a story that you did. It was
I am really bummed about this.
On Lisa Loeb, and I thought,
really
wow, that's amazing. And
I am so bummed about this story.
Out of the goodness of my heart, and I'm not kidding, I was going to see if I could find the manager or someone who worked at the Tables
Who was named
Turned.
in the story.
Yes.
He was named in the story.
Go ahead, explain.
They named the manager in the story. They named a customer that voted on Lisa Loeb winning the Sexiest Woman Alive for the 29th year in a row. It was an awesome story. I loved it. And what pissed me off because they said that Lisa Loeb had never come to accept her award, and that they were told by Lisa Loeb's attorney to stop trying to contact her, otherwise they'd be filing a harassment lawsuit against them, which I found, which really pissed me off, because I thought, at least you could do is show up. And then they mentioned in the story how another artist, I don't know, 30 years ago, who won,
Kim Gordon,
did show up. Yeah, did show up. And pulled a knife on him and told him to never mention it again, or she would burn the place down, something like that.
Yep.
And left without taking the award. And I thought, that is awesome. And that's what Lisa needed to do, was just show up, give him a trespass warrant, or give him a paper that says, if you contact me again, I will file this harassment lawsuit.
Right.
And just be there for the record store. I thought it would be awesome. But then.
Out of the goodness of my heart,
yeah.
I thought, wow, wouldn't it be a nice surprise for Jeff Fisher if I could get the manager or just an employee of the Tables Turned record shop in Lawrence, Kansas, to be
in that story, if you scroll down, it tells the manager's name. I want to do him I want to give this person his proper adieu. Wait, right there, Walter Pinsky. Walter
You were
Pinsky.
close. And that should have been, because no one's named Walter Pinsky. That should have been your first clue. Walter Pinsky. He was the owner of a table. And I man, it would be great to get Walt Pinsky on the program and just
Before we go any farther, I want to say thank you. I appreciate it very much, because when I did this story last week on chewing, as I'm doing it, I'm thinking, I need to reach out to these people and talk to them.
Right.
Because I worked at a record store for years. I love it's a good gig. It's fun. And
Alan Lamond was a longtime customer.
Right, they did it all. He talked about voting. He talked about how they showed that they played the video every year before they vote, which they believe is how they rigged the system for her to win every year. I mean, it was interesting. It was very good. And then come to find out,
there is no Tables Turned record store, nor is there a Walter Pinsky, nor is there a longtime customer, Alan Lamond.
Because the whole thing is built on a lie.
It's a pile of steaming absolute.
That is so disappointing. I could not tell you. I could not tell you how disappointed I am.
My heart broke for you. It really did.
I first of all, this was sent to me, and I could go back and find the email to the person who sent it to chewingthefatattheblaze.com. And it was sent to me as a legitimate story. So, I mean, it's my fault for not realizing that the story was not real, but it was sent to me as a legitimate story. And so what we need really, I think we've discovered is what we need is some kind of internet laws, rules.
Ministry of Truth. We need a Ministry of Truth that can decide what's real and what's not.
Thank you. Don't leave that up to me. I'm not smart enough for that.
We need a governing board that can make sure that none of us are ever fooled again, because this is wrong, friends.
Darn right it is.
This is wrong.
I should sue this Hard Times website or whatever. This is ridiculous.
You think you've got emotional distress? I was about to do something nice for the first time in my life, and that was ripped out from underneath my feet like a rug.
I was so bummed. This story brought back memories of when I saw the Divinals, and because Lisa, all she needed to do is show up. All she needed to show up.
Tell the Divinal story. Tell the Divinal story.
We were in a small club in Detroit. The Divinals were on their first American tour. Christina Amphlett was in her prime. They were awesome. And we were standing at the front of the stage, and I forget, we were hollering and yelling, and she just reached down and picked up my pitcher of beer and poured it on me.
No!
It was awesome.
I've never heard that story before.
At the time, it was awesome. And, I made sure that, whatever other substances I had remained dry in my pocket.
Because that would have pissed me off, too.
You aren't lying. I'd have been seriously pissed then. But it was awesome. It was so much fun. And that's what I was thinking that Lisa Loeb needed to do to the record store. At least show up there. Don't quit being such a bitch.
Right, exactly.
So I apologize for being mad at Lisa because, well, there was no reason to be mad at Lisa because it wasn't real. I have emotional distress now. You're right.
I think we should sue. I really do. Speaking of sue, we have a troll over in the Rumble chat room.
Okay.
The seminar caller. He is trying to dredge up the Trump Zelensky Vance meeting, and
we can talk about it.
We can. I enjoy a good troll every now and then, but I prefer a troll who actually has, I don't know, some skills to actually troll.
What does it matter if he's a troll or not? I mean,
well, it's if you're going to be a troll, be creative. I mean, try to come up with some original. Dark Magneto says, "Shall I dispose of them, Bard?" If you'd like to, because he's really.
What's the problem?
Oh, he's trying to dredge up. And not necessarily dredge up. I guess we can talk about the Zelensky Trump.
It just wants to be a fight starter.
Yeah, he's just right, exactly. And Trump loves pedos and sexual deviants. It's a qualification to be friends to get a job with Trump. Why do you say I don't have skills? He says. Well, because you don't. Because you're not real creative. You're just trying the old.
Trump is a pedo? Do you have actual information to back that up? Because you don't.
Right, exactly. A seminar call. You could just feel yesterday how much Trump sincerely wanted to stop people in Ukraine from being killed. You could tell. All right, dude. Well, you know what? Do you take call-ins? See, this guy is from Canada. We actually know who it is. I think it's Chris. Is it Chris or Kevin? I can't remember his name. I think it might be Kevin. And
absolutely, give us a call.
I wish I don't have it set up in here. If we did,
give us a call. It's toll free, I think. And as long as you're in the continent, or as long as you're if you're in the northern hemisphere, I don't know. You might be. Our toll free number is only available. Gosh darn it, it's only available in the continental U.S.
Right.
The Canadian. Yeah, sorry, we don't pay the tariff for that.
Right.
We stopped paying the tariff for the phone line in Canada, so we can't. Sorry.
I'm bringing up valid points that you cannot and don't want to address. I'd love to. Actually, this just isn't the venue. Oh, I'm from New Jersey, not Canada.
Oh, all right. Well, then you're in the continental U.S.
Is New Jersey really any different from Canada? I mean, when you get right down to it.
To be honest, I have lived in New Jersey before in my life, and
I'd take Canada over Jersey. I'm just saying.
Oh.
I mean, that's it. Look, the sponsor of this portion of the program, I think, is absolutely. This is the perfect opportunity, I think, to announce this particular sponsor.
Today, being retarded means leading a full life. Retarded people go to work or school just like their neighbors and come back to a real home, a supervised home, right in the neighborhood where they belong. Being retarded never stopped anyone from being a good neighbor.
Right, except Chris in New Jersey, who's just kind of a douche canoe, and it's okay. And here, I don't want to give him any more time. I mean, I don't mind because he's kind of, it's entertaining because we're professionals. But on Monday, you can call in on the Daily MoJo. We will have that number set up. You can call us in. I promise. I'll make sure of it. And we can discuss all that you want. Now, see, what he'll probably do is call and start cussing. Or maybe not.
Right.
But it'll be fun, won't it? So, yeah. And Dark Magneto, if you want to flush him, go ahead. I don't care. But, he's not insulting anybody in there right now.
We used to, not that I did not do this because this would be completely wrong.
Right.
And it would, I do not advise people to do this.
Right.
But when television shows, local television shows, take calls, for the most part, there's no delay. There's no delay. So you could, when there's like these sports shows, and they take live calls after the games and stuff, and someone could call these shows and pretend to be an actual caller until they go to you, and then
right. Not that you would ever do that. Not that I would
not
ever
do that.
No.
I would not do that at all.
No. But there in Nashville, Teddy Bart had a show called The Round Table, and it was on the local channel, and he was a local political guy, and allegedly, wink, wink, he was boffing Carlin, his producer. Now, he was married.
You
got
a producer, though. If you have a producer, you have to boff him. That's a rule of television and radio. What are we talking about?
Let me just go on record as saying Carlin's pretty smoking hot. And so, I want
to go on record as saying I'm not judging the goodness of
no.
or not.
Nope.
I'm just saying, if you have a producer, you got to boff him.
Yeah, I do think that's in the contract somewhere. And so they would, one guy would call every, I think the TV show was on the weekend, and he would call every weekend, and somehow he would slip by the call screener. He would get through.
Yeah.
Hey, Teddy, about the political situation up in the White House, does your wife know you're boffing Carlin? And there was no delay, and it got through every time.
Hilarious.
And
you used to try, like, those are the local shows, so you could get in pretty good.
Yes.
There was you had to really work at it to be able to get through different radio shows.
Yeah,
because they're in delay. But if you strike up a little bit of a conversation with the host back in the day, you could accidentally say a word that you knew it was going to get dumped, but they wouldn't dump you. See, the rule of thumb is if you say something that gets dumped, dump the caller, dump the audio, move on. Right. You're live then. The delay box goes back to live.
Yep.
So, but some hosts would be dying for calls, so they would just dump the audio and keep the guest on.
Right.
And if you were good enough to get through that, and you realized that you were live, then you could have fun and take off on the host, which was fun. There used to be another host. I did not do this because this would be completely wrong.
It'd be
but
very
there used
wrong.
to be another host that was he would be talking, and then he would be talking to his producer, and
was his producer hot?
Yeah, she was, and I'm sure they were boffing. That's what you do. It's in the rules.
That's what you have to do, right?
And he would be talking to his producer. And so that's when you would call. When he started talking to his producer about a story or something, then you would call. Because then they wouldn't screen you. They'd just put you on hold.
Right.
And then they'd put you on hold. So they just put you on hold. And so you're on hold, and he's talking to his producer. And then as soon as he gets done talking to his producer, let's go to Pinellas County. And he'd punch the Pinellas County line, and then you'd hang up. He would get so pissed. I mean, it was so much fun to call and hang up on him. I didn't do it. Let me rephrase that.
No.
It was fun to listen to.
Right, absolutely.
The host get angry because
it was fun.
He would go to the phone calls and you'd hear click. It was.
I miss the good old days. I really do.
So pissed.
I miss the good old days of radio back in the day.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, those days are long gone. And just like, Chris from New Jersey calls in and starts swearing. So we're on the internet. You hang up.
Right.
So have a nice day.
Right.
Take care.
Right.
It doesn't mean anything anymore.
You know what
But
he needs?
If you have a live local sports show in your city, and they start taking live calls after the game, I'm just saying, for the most part, those shows don't do that in delay,
Right.
because they just don't.
Right.
They don't have the technology, and they just don't want to do it.
Right.
Yeah, that's correct.
Exactly. Maybe he needs a cheeseburger. Now I'm disappointed. I got to tell you, I wanted one of these too.
I found this week, and again, every story I do now, I don't know if it's real. It's real. It's real. We don't have a truth ministry telling me that it's real or not. I don't know what to tell you. But I saw this and I thought, that is nasty.
A company in Denmark selling canned cheeseburgers since the early 2000s, and they've continued to sell them for $6.
And they say that you have to boil the burgers in a can. Maybe that's the line I should have known. That is probably not real. But so you heat the can in boiling water for a few minutes before eating it. It just does not look like, what's the word I'm looking for? Good.
It doesn't look horrible. I mean, it looks like a McDonald's cheeseburger that is, not horrible.
Again, we don't have a truth ministry, so I don't know if it's
right. If only we had that chick that they wanted to be the minister of truth. The concept has gained viral attention, with many curious about its taste and texture.
Which would be you.
I was going to order one. And people are saying, wow, what the heck? Probably tastes good, though. Right? I mean, you
tried to order it on, I don't know, the largest platform on the planet, Amazon.
Because there is a cheeseburger.
One of the largest platforms on the planet.
Is it cheeseburger in a can?
You see where they finally beat? While you're looking that up, Amazon finally beat Walmart. The last quarter of last year, Amazon had like $860-some billion.
That's a lot of money.
And Walmart only had like 800. Losers. And
right.
So fine, but that's the first time that Amazon has jumped out in front of Walmart, and I don't know that they're going to look back. I mean, they might, but...
Well, let me just tell you, if they continue with this trend, they're going to have some problems, because the cheeseburger in a can website, cheeseburgeracan.com, and when you go to search it on...
They give you the Amazon link there.
Search now on Amazon, and the only things that come up are... This is a different link than the...
oh, wow.
Oh, no, there it is. There it is. There's the creamed possum with sweet potatoes garnished in coon fat gravy.
And as long as there's gravy, I'm in.
I mean, that sounds fabulous.
It does, actually.
It's only the freshest roadkill.
Definitely opening that can and heating it up. And that was probably best if you opened it and cooked it in a pan or a bowl, so that not microwaved. Better to heat that up slow.
I've never had skunk a la king either.
I've had skank a la king, I'll tell you that. Anyway,
I see what you did there. Well, thank you. Wait a second. What is this? Hillbilly squirrel stew. That's not funny. because people do eat squirrels. Well, to be fair, people eat skunk, and
I would
people.
not eat, I don't know. I don't know that people eat skunk.
Oh,
Seriously, I don't know that.
oh,
I honestly, I don't know that.
oh. Hold on a minute.
I don't think they do.
I guarantee
I
you.
don't think they do. I mean, yeah, there might be some weirdo out there, some Chris from New Jersey that eats skunk, but I don't think they do. I mean, squirrel, yes. I've had squirrel. I've had rabbit. I've had bear. I've had moose. I've had deer. I think I've had lion. That was a little weird.
Was it gamey?
There was that tasted like chicken. There used to be a guy that had all these exotic animals that he used to bring into the radio station. Let's try lion today. Hey, I'm good. Thanks for bringing it in.
It probably just tastes like big cat.
Yeah, and who knows if there wasn't any truth ministry, so who knows? He may have been lying.
Now,
May not have been real.
at netcookingtalk.com, you can find a smoked skunk barbecue recipe.
I'm sure there's a recipe. That doesn't mean someone made it.
But it doesn't mean they didn't make it.
No, but you could replace skunk with any kind of animal and use the same recipe and cook it with it.
I
The barbecue
suppose.
sauce, the vinegar and the chicken broth and the brown sugar, all that. I mean, I get it, but I just don't think that actually happens.
Okay. I mean, I guarantee somewhere there are people who go, damn, if you've never eaten skunk, you don't know what you're missing.
See, I disagree with that. I believe that there's people that have eaten skunk and perhaps were forced into it because you were starving and you needed food, and the only animal you were able to kill was a skunk, so you carved it up and ate it. But I just don't think I don't think you're having skunk as a delicacy. Sorry, no.
Sir Rat Bastard, having trapped and handled several possums over the years, I couldn't get past the smell to eat a possum.
Oh, there you go.
Curtis says they're called
bad.
tree chickens. Wait, what's called a tree? What's called a tree
Plus,
chicken?
If when you start cutting up that possum, I mean, it's kind of like when you cut up other wild animals. You got to be careful what you cut, because you cut the wrong sack. You can pretty much quote me on that throughout life. If you cut the wrong sack,
if you cut the wrong sack,
there'll be some issues.
I have in fact had spotted dick, and I will have to say that I enjoyed my spotted dick.
Did you take some antibiotics afterward?
No, it was I didn't. I decided to damn the torpedoes. Both Doc Thompson and I. There is a picture floating around somewhere of us eating spotted dick together, which in some countries I don't know that that's legal, but we did it, and I had some just the other day. Somewhere down here in the beach house, we have some of the spotted dick. I don't know where it is right. Yeah, we've got some, but it really is. I'm not afraid to say.
Why are we continuing to see this frozen image of you and I?
Oh, that's just on the right over there. I mean, I could start it, but then that's us. Then you just get that.
You're just looking at the comments.
Yes, that's all I was doing.
And you have to put those up on the screen when you look at them, or I don't want to tell you how to do what you're doing.
No, I mean, you could. Oh, look, Trump's dirty diaper now. So Chris from New Jersey is back in as Trump's dirty diaper. You see, again.
Okay.
What?
Why? This is the happening at the White House yesterday. You want to talk about it? Let's talk about it.
All right.
Let's talk about it.
All right.
You want to Chris wants us to talk about it. Gosh darn it, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
So, Zelensky comes to town, supposed to sign a deal for minerals and, as Trump puts it, rare earth.
Mm-hmm.
And the deal is already done. It's just a formality to have the President of the United States and the President of Ukraine sign the paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to get together and they're going to have their little press conference. And then they're going to go meet and talk about some other stuff to, end this thing that's called a war. And they're going to sign this deal that will ensure that the United States actually get something out of this war. That's
Right.
the thing that bugs our president and many American citizens, because we've spent so much money and have nothing in return.
Right.
And so
Except the safety and security of Ukrainian citizens, Mr. Fisher, if you call that nothing.
So during this conversation in front of the press, and they're all there, they're all in the Oval, all the ambassadors and the Secretary of Defense and the Secretary of State and the Vice President and the President and Vlad and all the Ukrainian people, they're all there. And Zelensky decides to poke the bear, which was a huge mistake.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now. But you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
That right there.
Yeah.
That right there is the poke that should not have happened.
And I don't know if Zelensky is dumb or there's only two options. He's either stupid and didn't realize that's what would happen, or he is intentionally poking the bear.
Feels like it's intentional.
Bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on
position to
this question.
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly what
this.
you're
I'm not
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very
you will
good.
Feel influence.
We're going to feel very
I'm
good and very
telling you,
strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed
From the
yourself
very-
to be in a
from
very
the
bad
very
position,
beginning
and he
of the
happens
war.
to be right about
From the
it.
very beginning of the war.
You're not
Mr.
in a good
Brown,
position.
I
You don't
was
have the
saying-
cards right now. With us, you start having
not playing
cards.
cards.
Right now,
Okay.
Oh, Steve, stop. That kind of pisses me off. He's got to know, right? He's got to know that.
Just remembered in it was Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home.
Of course, that's
And-
what I was thinking of.
And
It was
Chekhov
Star Trek.
is being interrogated by the crew, the captain of the, ironically, the SS Enterprise, because he invaded the ship. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But if he I think they used if you play your cards right, something like that. And Chekhov goes, "What? Playing cards? This is I think Zelensky got this from Star Trek IV, because I don't care who you are, everybody knows you're not playing your cards right.
Right? I mean,
It's a metaphor.
it's kind of a universal thing.
Yeah. Well, if he doesn't know that one, then he's an idiot. I mean,
very possible.
it is. It's very possible that he's just not a smart human being, and
Very possible.
and
And
so
he's had, and as for the last 3 years now, we just had the 3-year anniversary of this stupid war.
yep.
For the last 3 years now, we've done nothing but rain cash on this guy, and weapons, and assistance, and the American people are done with it. And
Yes.
President Trump is speaking on behalf of the majority of the American people. Enough.
Yeah.
We need to put this to an end. It's over. The cash cow, the raining of money, the raining of weapons, all of it. It's over. We're going to take some rare earth, and we'll take whatever hell else we want to.
Thank you.
Okay?
Which we should have done in Kuwait all those years ago,
I agree. I agree with that. But that's
but we
another
didn't.
story.
That's water
Well-
under the bridge.
But this all, even before this, he was pissed at JD. I mean, I love that Trump lets JD off the leash.
Yep.
Go ahead.
You don't,
I'm very
you're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
I'm
gambling
the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War III.
what do you think
You're
is
gambling with
This is the
World.
kind of stuff that normally happens back in the conference room.
Right. Right. You don't
That
do
we
this.
don't see.
Right.
He started it in front of the crowd.
Yep.
And I will say I was a little disappointed the fire wasn't going, but whatever.
That's a
They
good
usually have
point.
that big-
What?
they usually have that bad boy cranking, and there's no fire. I was a little disappointed. But,
What can't we have? Well, times are tight. I mean,
know.
have you seen the price for cord of wood lately? It's absolutely possible. They're like, hell no, we're not lighting this bad boy up.
We're not wasting. Doge just cut the wood. Cut the wood cost.
We can't afford, Mr. President, we can no longer afford to buy a cord of wood for the Oval Office. Use your space
we
heater.
could afford it, but that the people that were buying it worked for USAID, and they were let go yesterday. So sorry.
I mean, what a dumbass for coming into the Oval Office and acting that way. Then
I know.
If that was intentional, then good luck in the industry.
You got it. Yeah, you got it.
They didn't even give him lunch. They were like,
right. I mean, it was get out. We're done. The press conference is canceled. The meeting is canceled. There were reports that they tossed the lunch out in the hallway for the press dogs to eat. All of it. Get out. Have a nice day.
And then the people say, I'm embarrassed for our country right now.
No way. The majority of the Americans that voted that man, J.D. Vance and President Trump in the Oval Office, are behind him 100%.
Yep. So if that's what you're all whiny and pissy about there, Chris in Canada, then sorry, you lose.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did they kick him out again? Maybe they did.
Sorry.
We would have to burn the coffee table. Florida man in Alabama. Right?
Which you can do. You can go around on junk day and pick up trash. And it's a little tougher today because they've got the particle board doesn't burn as good.
No, it doesn't. And I think there's noxious fumes. I think if you burn especially if you burn melamine, which comes from China, you're sucking up all kinds of stuff in your lungs you don't want.
Not the best idea.
Sweet Ray says, little prick couldn't even wear a suit. He thinks his pseudo army fatigues make him look tough.
Yeah, I know Trump joked around with him on that too. I'm okay with that. I mean, that's his look. Whatever, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it doesn't really bother me because
no, it doesn't. That's his look. He has a long sleeve shirt on. He has his little thing. Fine, whatever. That's just.
They're washed. I mean, he did.
We know that.
No,
we know that.
No, you're right. We don't because we don't have smell-o-vision. Jaquan Master says, "Smash the troll." See, those guys. I will have to say that they're very independent over there in the Rumble chat room. They take matters into their own hands, and I mean, it's a good bunch. It really is. Okay. You can just handle themselves. Wait, Ashton, who's in there? Oh, Ashton Forbes is in there. Ashton, what's up? He's over in the YouTube chat room. You know Ashton.
Well, I do know Ashton. I do. We're best buds.
Friend of the show. Friend of the show, and
really
he's still working on the Malaysian Airlines mystery and some other stuff too.
You'd think he'd have it worked out by now. It's been a long time. He keeps working on it. I'm like, what are we doing?
I'm still of the belief that the 3 orbs going around that ship and it going poof was legit.
I believe that as well. That's our technical. 100%.
I'm still 100%. There.
And Ashton makes a great case for that, and he's 100% right. I believe. I'm with you on that. He makes a fantastic case on that. And so if you haven't seen anything that Ashton has done with the Malaysian airliner, seek it out.
Yep.
Well worth it. Well worth it.
Danny K says, Sue, we are all finally proud to be an American. Yes. They should be. Other countries should have a little bit of fear.
They did. I mean, all the leaders were commenting on their social media accounts. All the quasi world leaders that think that they're in charge of everything. But they all commented. And look, there's a new sheriff in town. Make no mistake. The days of, in fact, I mean, for the striking difference from President Biden from Biden to Trump is dramatic. But really, the striking difference from President Trump to the President Trump of today, that's a big difference.
Yeah, huge.
Big difference.
Huge.
And he won the election. Elections have consequences.
In 2020.
We were told that. I'm glad that, to be honest, the best thing that happened to us, not really, but
but everything happens for a reason. But gave him the 4 years to prep.
Yeah.
Boy, I'll bet they're upset about that
You aren't
now.
lying. You aren't lying. They are.
Should have let him win.
I mean, that's why they tried to take him out.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, they've tried everything against the man. Incredible.
All right. Now, I this is going to upset some people.
No. Well, then why do it?
I like to upset people.
Saturday Morning Live. It's we're just trying to have a little fun.
I mean, this is an old person having it's an old person.
Having a slip and fall.
Yeah.
Having a slip and fall accident.
I'm not saying this is the way that Gene Hackman may have gone, but it is possible.
Oh, we've got to talk about that too. Holy cow!
All right.
Gotta
Well,
talk.
this is the old people segment, so.
Okay. All right.
And he throws his and he goes down like a sack of wet cement. All right. Boom. Now, we don't know if he got up or not. He may be in the hospital somewhere.
No, there's an extended version out there.
No,
where he
don't tell him
rolls
that.
over.
Don't tell him that. Makes
Oh,
it
okay.
that's much
All right.
too easy an out. No,
All right.
he may be
I
in a
will say-
hospital bed somewhere.
During our investigation this morning, we found out that this is not the first time that Mr. Joel has fallen on stage. So
No.
he's
He's a klutz.
Holy cow, he is. That show right there, that show, the tour that he did with Elton John,
Right
I
there.
saw this.
There goes Billy
Look at
Joel
that. Look at
down again.
Look at that.
Another
I mean,
bag
it's
of
just-
wet
it's
cement.
embarrassing.
It really
Embarrassing.
is.
Love
I think
being
he's
on
drunk.
stage
I mean,
like
look at the look on his face. He's drunk. And
That's very possible. And he might be drunk in the new one.
he could be.
Some people were saying that it was an Ozempic fall because of the weight loss that he's had. I'm not going to go out on that limb, but
Wait, and I haven't heard what's an Ozempic fall? They saying it makes you clumsy?
Brad,
I haven't heard it.
there's all kinds of side effects from Ozempic.
Like what?
A lot.
I'm serious. What? What side effects?
We have the post-vaccination issues that they had the small study on, right?
But I mean, I've not seen any, and because it's no secret. I I did get the bargain brand of semaglutide, but
Okay, was it mixed with B12?
it's mixed with something, but I don't know. I don't know what it's mixed with. I wasn't
Could
told.
be fentanyl. Could be
right.
heroin. Could be coke. Whatever.
It could be
I mean,
any.
listen,
really.
if they're going to mix semaglutide with a little cocaine from Colombia, I'm becoming a fan.
Do you know cocaine helps
Oh,
gout? It's
Does it?
and not by.
And brought to you by our new sponsor, cocaine.
It's
Yeah,
weird you should
gout
say
or
that
any
because
other
we do have a
sickness
brand new
that comes
sponsor by the name of cocaine. No, it's not by snorting it. It is. There was a guy in a documentary once, so it has to be true, that would mix cocaine in his Gatorade, and it would help his gout flare-ups.
Well, there you go. So that's scientific fact.
Well, cocaine has a
Scientific
use.
fact that it works.
I mean, cocaine is in a plant, so it's got a use. I mean, if you believe that God put everything that we need on the earth,
It's a medicinal plant, no question.
so if that's the case, then it's. I love it when you type into, because Google loves us and wants us to be happy and healthy, cocaine use as a medicine. And the first thing that pops up, help is available. Speak with someone today. No, I want to. For shit's sake, I don't need help. I'd like to find a list of
the
stuff.
People who need the most help are the people that deny it.
Right.
most at the beginning.
Cocaine is only a problem if you don't have enough money.
Cocaine is only a problem if you don't have enough. Anyway.
Look, if you need help, there's what is it, 988, whatever you call.
Yeah, that's the lifeline.
They healthcare professionals use it in certain medical procedures to manage bleeding. It's a diagnostic aid.
I know about pharmaceutical cocaine.
All right, so So there you have it. But I don't even remember
I
what
don't
the hell
have
my
any at
point
this
was.
time, and I haven't had any pharmaceutical cocaine in a long
See? And right
long
there,
time.
there you go. You never. I mean, now you know why it's a problem. What was that? What the hell was the? Oh yeah, cocaine because it's natural.
It was Billy Joel fall.
Whatever.
It was the
Maybe he
Ozempic
was
fall.
So he.
Or
Oh,
who knows?
Ozempic. That's right.
He's
Yeah.
just
So
he's just a clumsy fool. Is all. We just realized that. And I did. And I saw I mean, I've talked about it before. But that Billy Joel Elton John tour was tremendous. It was a great show. Those two guys have so many hits. The bit that they do on stage with the when they have the grand pianos come out and they're sitting at each end of the stage on their grands, and they try to outdo each other with the amount of notes played for people to sing along with the hits.
right.
It's a really good bit. So it ends with Elton just playing one note, and everybody's singing the stupid song. It was a great concert.
You ever met Elton?
Did I ever meet Elton John? No.
I didn't
Wish I had.
technically meet him, but I was backstage at the Grand Ole
I'd be
Opry.
happy to.
And he was coming out. He was performing at the Grand Ole Opry, and he walked by me, and I swear he is 3 feet tall.
Well, yeah, he's not that. He's not a tall man.
He is. I'm not. He's not just not tall. It's like, damn, you look bigger on television. I mean, it was shockingly. He was tiny. It was like, wow, that was Prince. Same way.
Yeah, Prince is really. I met Prince. I went backstage with Prince, and he was really small and tiny. It was like, holy.
I mean, you'd hold him in your arms, and it felt like you had nothing there.
Right.
It was just. It was
Right.
a little. It was. Anyway.
Disheartening.
Yeah.
It was disheartening.
Anyway, back to
yeah,
Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman, really sad. So, so what is your theory? Everybody knows that he's dead now, and the wife and the dogs, and we got all that, and this is but everything is under suspicion. The daughter has said he was in great health for being 95. Okay, all right, that's what I saw the interview with the daughter. Okay,
Probably was. I mean, 95.
Probably
if you're
was
upright and breathing. That's an
Agreed.
accomplishment.
Agreed. So, what's your theory? Is it the kids? Is it the neighbors? Is it the do people? Was it a murder suicide, or was it just a series of accidental events? He falls, and dies, has a heart attack or hits his head. She gets excited and falls. She needs. They didn't ever said what the pills were.
Yeah, they did. They did.
The bathroom.
They said that they were. It was a high blood pressure pill. It was a something else in Tylenol. Nothing remarkable. Nothing remarkable. So,
but that may have been what killed the dog, if the dog ate the medicine. Right?
But the dog was either in a kennel or in a closet. The dog was confined.
They were all in separate rooms.
Right. So that's weird.
Because he lives in that trailer park there in New Mexico.
Right. It's a trashy area
They're all
of
in
town. I
separate
wouldn't
rooms.
recommend driving through
I
there
know.
at night, and not unless you're strapped. But
They said that the property was unsecured and open.
yeah, there was a back door that was open because there were 2 dogs. They had 3 total dogs, and 2 of them were roaming in and out of
Right.
the door. No word on whether the
so
dogs were eating them.
That's what I'm saying. Well, they did say they didn't report any blunt force trauma or anything like that on the bodies.
No.
Right? They just said that it was bloated. I think it was
Mummified
the
and
deputy
bloated.
sheriff said something about mummification.
Right.
That mummification doesn't really start happening in a 2-week period. But whatever.
It's Arizona, or excuse me, it's New Mexico.
I know, but
It's dry.
you
I
get
mean,
the-
all
you get the
mummification
bloated-
means is that you dried out, you desiccated. So that's not really all that.
Because
I mean,
bloating begins after about 4 days, something like 4 or 5 days. Your body starts bloating, and that's when the aroma starts, which is really fun.
Right. So, yeah, and it wasn't. I knew it wasn't carbon monoxide from the beginning. I mean, because come on. I mean, a little bitty house or an apartment, yeah, carbon monoxide. But that big, no.
You got a double wide like that, and
Yeah.
come on.
There's a shot, but no. So I don't know. And his pacemaker, now the last event that was recorded on his pacemaker, which I didn't even know they would. They were like little tape recorders. And
my father-in-law has. I mean, they keep track of everything. Yeah.
All right. So it was February 19th, the last time that anything was recorded.
They checked in. Yeah, that they check. Yeah. They check in the whoever your heart doctor is at the time. They have access to that information, and they check in. And they charge you for it like a doctor's visit too, by the way, which I find interesting. But that's another story. Anyway, but they do check that information.
So I don't know.
You don't even have to. You don't have to be aware of it, Brad, which is nice. They just check in. And they charge
sure.
You.
They can find out where you are at any moment in time.
They just check in and make sure that it's working fine. Here's the bill. Yeah, and it's a wonderful thing.
I'm sure it's very expensive, but
I do not have a pacemaker.
Could afford it. Not yet. Not yet. I don't know what happened. This is the weird one. Although I have said, and I want when it's time for me to assume room temperature, I want some sort of a mystery surrounding my demise. I don't want it. Time out. Hang on. Back up. I don't want it to hurt. That's my first request. I don't want dying to hurt, and I want it to be quick without hurting. So I don't think that's asking too much.
Those are your only requests?
But I want it to be a mystery. That's fair. That's fair. Is that not fair? That's fair.
You think it's fair.
I think it's fair. Quick, doesn't hurt.
Perhaps the
mystery,
human person, thing, entity that takes care of that may think different.
All I'm saying is those are my. So in answer to, I have no idea what happened. It sounds to me like she died first.
The daughter said she was in he was in good health and stuff, but she hadn't talked to them. I mean, hell, they haven't seen him. Nobody's seen him in a couple of weeks. Where were you on a trip, or were you on a tour of Malta? Well, you haven't checked in with the folk.
The daughter lives in California.
Oh, that's right. So there's no way to communicate.
Right, they're right. I don't think they have yet installed the wires for the telegraph out to that part of New Mexico. I mean, look at it. It's obviously he's deep in the woods.
You can see the Rocky Mountains from the house, and they block all cell towers.
They do. They do. So you're aware of that area. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. So, in answer to your question, I have no effing idea what happened to them, but it's and we probably never will know.
I know.
Remember what's his face?
They better give him a decent retrospective on the Oscars this weekend. I'll tell you that.
They won't. Well, he died too quick because they. He'll get his own.
You're giving excuses for the television production now. Come on, the guy won 2 Oscars. The guy's won 2 Oscars. He's been in 100 movies. Give me a break. He deserves more than just Gene Hackman.
Airman 66 CES says they want us focusing on Hackman and not the Epstein file. So you're saying the CIA did it? All right, all right. You laugh.
I will say the story from the Oval Office put that Epstein argument to rest for a little while.
All
right. Here, the fight in the Oval took away any questions about the Epstein stuff that we had, because that's what they were just getting bludgeoned over the Epstein release.
John says burglary gone wrong.
Okay, very possible, but they didn't
3
say the
German
house was
shepherds
ransacked or anything.
No,
I know, and they didn't say the house was ransacked or anything. Could he have had a diamond worth millions of dollars that they stole? I guess.
Danny K says, Brad and Jeffy, don't end the show. Go an extra hour. I wish we could, but we're contractually obligated.
Plus, we've got to. I mean, the Pope might die. We got to go.
Oh, that's right. We didn't mention the Pope. It's
we're on a Pope alert.
Right. So he's
possible that the Pope could pass away at any moment.
And Sue says, Brad, not a train accident. The only way that if I get taken out by a train, which the odds against that are tremendous. But if I do, what I want to happen is the train impacts me, and then I just disappear. So there's nothing here. We don't know what happened. We've just gone. That would be a good mystery. Just saying. You have a joke of the day, by the way?
It would be a good mystery if someone cared.
Well, there's that too.
I
mean, Sue will.
It was just like,
Sue
what
will.
happened to Brad? Brad, he was on the train tracks and then he's gone.
Right.
Oh, well.
And then they're going to say,
darn
look,
it.
he's just trying to take our attention away from the Epstein files.
Right. We can't have that.
No.
We can't
And
have that.
That'll be the end of it.
Not allowed.
So is there a joke of the day? Or
Yeah, I'll give you a joke of the day. In fact, I'm going to. I got this sent to me from two separate people. This joke, one from Tucson and one from Dwight, who sent an email. Dwight sent me an email angry that I had not been reading his jokes.
Were they funny?
He's a little bit
Dwight, you think maybe there's a reason that he hadn't been reading your jokes? I mean, I'm not saying.
Angry. He was angry that I had read his jokes, but we'll say that one of the jokes that he sent me was also sent from another person. Oh. So it's kind of like first come, first serve.
That happens.
The jokes of the day, right?
Yeah,
it does.
That's fair. That's fair.
So we'll give Tucson and Dwight credit for emailing chewingthefat@theblaze.com with their joke of the day. My wife said she wanted peace and quiet while she fixed dinner. So I removed the battery from the smoke alarm.
Sadly, another Saturday Morning Live has come to an end. You can always get more of Jeff Fisher's irresistible presence by following him on X at JeffyJFR. Send him an email, chewingthefat@theblaze.com. And remember, you can get a cameo from Jeffy, but it's not free. So don't even ask.
Actually,
and if it's more of Brad Staggs that your heart needs, that's easy too. Follow him on all the socials at Real Brad Staggs. He never checks his email, but you can try brad@thedailymojo.com. Also, download the Daily Mojo app. It's on the Apple App Store right now, just waiting for your tug.
Do it.
As long as you guys don't need anything else, like a foot rub or maybe a neck massage, great! Then I'm out of here. Watch the Daily Mojo Monday morning at 7 and Chewing the Fat drops again Monday afternoon. Until then, I'm not Stu, saying if it's pasta you want, you gotta boil some noodles. Hasta la vista, baby!